What if Marvel just confirmed the most impossible return in MCU history? And what if that comeback demands the lives of two of the franchise's most loyal Avengers? Because the moment Robert Downey Jr. posted that shocking image of Iron Man's hand clashing with Dr. Doom's gauntlet, everything we thought we knew about Avengers Doomsday changed instantly, and the internet exploded. It wasn't just a tease. It felt like a message. A message that Tony Stark's legacy is about to collide directly with Marvel's most dangerous villain. And the timing only fueled the fire. Leaks about the deaths of Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes surfaced at the exact moment Rejay's post was gaining traction, forming one terrifying picture of what's coming. Marvel fans immediately remembered the emotional weight of Tony's final words in Avengers Endgame, right before he snapped with the Infinity Stones. For years, Marvel told us they would never undo that sacrifice. But RGG showing an Iron Man Doom standoff suggests Marvel might be moving towards something far more daring, something that redefines what sacrifice means in the multiverse. Insiders now claim Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes are the two Avengers who won't survive Doomsday, and that their deaths aren't just casualties of war, they're personal revenge targets for Dr. Doom himself. Chris Evans' return as an older, alternate timeline Steve Rogers makes Doom's motivation even darker and more emotionally devastating. This isn't the same Steve Rogers who lived through Endgame. This is the Steve who stayed with Peggy, created a new timeline, and unknowingly triggered an incursion that cost Doom everything he loved. According to leaks, Doom lost his entire universe because of Steve's actions, his family, his people, his reality, and now he wants the man responsible. The heartbreaking twist is that Steve never meant for any of this to happen. He believed returning the stones and retiring with Peggy was restoring balance, not destabilizing it. But Doom sees Steve's choice as selfish, reckless, and catastrophic, and that rage fuels his crusade across timelines until it finally brings him face to face with the nomad version of Captain America. Loki will reportedly play a critical role in keeping Steve alive long enough to matter. After everything Loki has seen with the TVA, including the multiversal collapse and Kang's dynasty falling apart, he understands Doom better than anyone. So Loki steps in, using the TVA to temporarily extract Steve and Peggy from Doom's wrath. But that escape doesn't last long. Leaks say Thor and Bucky follow Steve to the TVA, leading to one of the most emotional reunions the MCU has ever delivered. Steve and Bucky seeing each other again after everything that's happened. Hydra brainwashing, Civil War, Infinity War, and the fallout of Thanos sets the stage for a tragic final act. Bucky's fate becomes clear the moment the Avengers decide to confront Doom directly. Insiders claim Bucky dies protecting Steve during the final confrontation, echoing the loyalty and brotherhood that has defined their story since Captain America, the first Avenger. And this time, the sacrifice is brutal, unavoidable, and permanent. The battle reportedly mirrors the iconic three-way fight from Captain America Civil War, the scene where Steve and Bucky teamed up against Tony inside the Siberian bunker. Except now, in Doomsday, Dr. Doom stands in Tony's place. And unlike Tony, who fought with emotion but restraint, Doom unleashes pure, calculated destruction. The emotional weight of that Civil War callback makes Bucky's sacrifice even more painful. This time, there's no shield slam that can stop the enemy. Doom is too powerful, too focused, and too angry. He overwhelms Steve and Bucky simultaneously, tearing through them with a brutality that Marvel has never shown with a villain before. Bucky's death is reportedly the moment that pushes Steve into his final stand. Faced with the destruction of timelines, Doom's unstoppable rage, and the loss of the friend he once fought his own team to protect, Steve makes one last attempt to stop Doom. But even he can't overpower a villain written to break the multiverse. Meanwhile, Rejay's involvement casts a massive shadow over this storyline. The image he posted suggests that Tony Stark's some version of him is going to clash with Doom directly. And insiders now believe RGG might play three roles across Doomsday and Secret Wars: Dr. Doom himself, Tony Stark, and Superior Iron Man from Earth 88. The idea that RGG could portray Dr. Doom shocked fans, but leaks point to a twist: Doom may use Tony Stark's body as a vessel. If true, the Avengers would unknowingly trust Doom disguised as Tony, making him the ultimate infiltrator. It keeps Tony's endgame sacrifice intact while using Rejay's face to deliver an unforgettable villain reveal. Imagine the emotional chaos of the Avengers believing Tony has miraculously returned, only to learn later that they've been manipulated by Doom wearing Tony's identity. That reveal reportedly happens at the end of Doomsday, setting up Secret Wars as the most personal and explosive Marvel movie ever created. Another theory suggests Tony Stark truly returns not as a clone or variant, but through time intervention logic the TVA uncovered. If Dr. Doom disrupts timelines, the TVA may bring a past Tony into the fight. This would preserve the integrity of Endgame while still giving fans the Iron Man comeback they've been begging for. But the biggest clue remains Rejay's own post. The hand of Iron Man and the hand of Dr. Doom clashing is not subtle. It implies conflict, confrontation, and a shared destiny. Some believe Rejay's tease is Marvel's way of softening the shock before trailers reveal his multiversal reappearance. One version of Tony who may show up is Superior Iron Man, famous for being ruthless, morally gray, and terrifyingly intelligent. If Earth 88 is real, then this Tony would be more dangerous than Ultron and more calculating than Thanos. His arrival in Doomsday could completely reframe Iron Man's legacy for the next decade of Marvel storytelling. Fans also noticed how Rejay's image lighting resembles the blue-white glow of the Mark 50 nanotech suit from Avengers Infinity War. That detail alone triggered thousands of theories. Some think this means Doom will fight Tony in that exact armor style, perhaps in a battle mirroring the Titan showdown where Tony first truly challenged Thanos. Marvel is reportedly misleading fans intentionally this time. For years they repeated that Tony would never return. But insiders now believe that was a smokescreen designed to create maximum emotional shock when Tony finally steps back into the MCU, either as a hero, a villain, or both. While Steve and Bucky's deaths seem increasingly likely, other characters are also rumored to face danger: Thor, Hawkeye, Red Guardian, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Marvel appears ready to show audiences that Doomsday is not just another crossover, it's an extinction-level event for the Avengers. Thor, originally rumored to die in Doomsday, is now believed to survive because his arc merges with Loki's TVA storyline, pushing him toward a bigger role in Secret Wars. Loki's presence near Thor during the multiversal crisis hints at a deeply emotional reunion that mirrors their growth since the throne room scene in Thor: Ragnarok. Red Guardian's rumored death comes during a Doom incursion strike, symbolizing how the multiverse collapsing doesn't discriminate between classic Avengers and newer heroes. Hawkeye, always at the center of grounded sacrifice, reportedly faces a heartbreaking farewell tied to a mission involving Kate Bishop and the remains of variant timelines. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is rumored to appear during a collapsing universe battle where he fights alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. If these leaks are accurate, Tobey might face a fate similar to what fans feared for him in No Way Home. Marvel seems prepared to honor legacy characters through meaningful, high-stakes exits. Steve Rogers' death reportedly occurs after he nearly defeats Doom by exploiting a multiversal weakness. But Doom counters with a devastating attack, delivering a final blow that echoes Tony's final sacrifice in Endgame. Steve's last act is protecting the timeline he once accidentally fractured, completing the full circle of his story. Bucky's sacrifice remains the emotional centerpiece of Doomsday. After decades of trauma, brainwashing, redemption, and loyalty, Bucky chooses to die so Steve can complete his mission. This final act closes the emotional loop from Captain America, the first Avenger, all the way to the Civil War helicopter scene where Steve refused to let Bucky go. If Tony returns, he may be the only hero capable of identifying Doom's true plan. Tony's intelligence, guilt, and multiversal awareness make him central to the story. Insiders suggest that Tony discovers the path to defeat Doom, handing the Avengers a plan similar to how he solved time travel in Endgame. Doom's obsession with Tony isn't random. In many comics, Doom respects and fears Tony's mind more than any other Avenger. Bringing them together in live action, possibly as mirrors, enemies, or variants, would elevate Doom from a villain to a mythic force. Marvel seems determined to create their own cinematic version of Batman vs. Joker tension. Tony's multiversal ray entry could involve holographic consciousness, AI backups, or quantum-anchored memories. But insiders insist Marvel wants a physical Tony, not a digital one. This means Tony Stark may fully return as a variant who understands the multiverse better than even He Who Remains. Secret Wars is expected to bring multiple Iron Man variants, making Rogers' triple role rumor more believable. A council of Iron Men, a corrupted superior Iron Man, and Doom wearing Tony's identity could collide in ways that redefine what the MCU is capable of delivering emotionally and visually. As Steve and Bucky fall, their sacrifices supposedly trigger a chain of events that lead directly into Secret Wars Battleworld creation. Doom reshapes reality using the remnants of dying universes, and if Tony returns here, it may be to challenge Doom directly for control of that multiversal power. Fans expect a moment where Tony sees Steve one last time across collapsing timelines. Their relationship, once shattered in Civil War, may find emotional resolution as one hero sacrifices everything while the other steps back into the fight that his death once ended. That kind of symmetry is exactly what Marvel loves to deliver. Doom's motivations make him the most personal villain Marvel has attempted. Unlike Thanos, who pursued philosophy, Doom pursues vengeance, grief, and the pain of losing everything. That emotional core makes him a terrifying antagonist and the perfect counterweight to Tony's legacy, Steve's sacrifice, and Bucky's loyalty. The whispers about RGG being Marvel's secret weapon behind Doomsday only reinforce the idea that the MCU is undergoing a massive tonal shift. Marvel wants stakes. Marvel wants pain. Marvel wants permanence. And Doomsday is the project designed to deliver all three with no way back. Fans who noticed the scratched armor on Iron Man's hand in Rogers' image suggested it resembles the damage from the Wakanda battle in Infinity War. That detail hints the returning Tony might be plucked from between major events, giving Marvel an excuse to bring back the version of Tony still full of fire and genius. Marvel Studios reportedly believes the only way to restore fan faith is to bring back icons while building toward a massive finale. Tony's return, Steve's emotional send-off, Bucky's sacrifice, Doom's rise, and the survival of Thor and Loki point to a new Avengers lineup being shaped through tragedy. Doom's power level in Doomsday is described as overwhelming, far beyond what was shown in Fantastic Four iterations. He reportedly wields multiversal energy similar to He Who Remains, but fueled by rage rather than control. That difference makes him unpredictable and unstoppable, even for gods like Thor. The climactic moment when Doom strikes the final blow against Steve is rumored to be silent, mirroring Tony's quiet death in Endgame. No music, no speeches. Just the harsh reality of a hero falling in battle. It's designed to break the audience before the multiverse itself breaks in response. Steve's death, according to leaks, destabilizes the last timeline branch holding reality together, causing the universe to fracture and setting the stage for Secret Wars. Loki allegedly witnesses the moment, understanding that Steve's fall is the last domino before the collapse He Who Remains once warned about. Through all of this chaos, Tony Stark's return, whether as a hero, variant, or Doom's disguise, remains the emotional beacon Marvel wants audiences to latch onto. Because when Secret Wars arrives, Rogers' presence will ignite the biggest cheer moment since the Avengers. Assemble scene from Endgame. Marvel is betting everything on nostalgia, emotional stakes, and multiversal madness. And with Tony's tease, Steve's tragedy, and Bucky's sacrifice, Doomsday may become the darkest Avengers movie ever created. One that reshapes the MCU for the next decade and delivers consequences fans will feel long after the credits roll. If Tony Stark truly returns, even for a moment, the MCU will never be the same. His destiny with Dr. Doom is the centerpiece of Marvel's future. And that small image RGG posted might be the beginning of a reveal that shakes the entire fandom like never before. And if you want every breakdown, every leak, every shocking twist, and every hidden detail in the Marvel Multiverse, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on notifications, because the story is only getting crazier from here.